What is up, everybody? I believe I am live. Let me get the music going. I've got a separate audio stream here as well. We're going to kick it off any moment. There we go. So you got to make sure we're using these royalty-free tunes. Let's get right into it. Right now, 5:55 going into Globex Open. Let's look at the most important one. Let's do these quick, then we're going to review them again once the market opens. And we are out of here. Going to take the notes. We're going to create a Substack. We're going to put some plan into action, and that's it. Alright? If you're going to trade, you follow the plan, whether it's this plan, your plan, whoever plan. If you're not trading, you can deviate as far from that plan as you want. You know what I'm saying? So that's up to you. Pick your times, pick your focus areas, do what you're comfortable with if you're going to trade this shit. Otherwise, don't. Study it, research it, hobby it. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so we got ES here. We're going to pull off some of this stuff. We're even going to pull off some of this stuff right here. We're going to look at these monthly levels. We're going to break it over to NQ. We're going to pull back with the levels up. We're going to try to push through a few of these, and we got the open coming up here in just 3 minutes. So, that matter of fact, we have 6650 on top, the big struggle. 6772, 6900, 6964, 7020. I'm also looking tentatively above 74 to 78. But, you know, that's your weeklies, monthlies. It is 65, 26, 64, 30, 62, 42, 61, 50, 6,000. You got 57, 58, 5,600, 54, 50, 52, 47, 51, 26. I don't think we need any more for this week. Right now, you're in between the 26 to 50. Upside 72, downside 42. That's all you need to know. At this point, you break it down a little closer. You can do that as well. Let's go ahead and look at the NQ. We're going to have the NQ up over here. We got the NQ over here. I got a few things up here. Let's go ahead and get this off. Got our monthly levels up. Let's go ahead and turn the custom pivot points off as well. 24, 410, 24, 800. 25 200, 25 600, 25 800, 26 006, 26 264. Low side, we're in between, and that's 23820, 2300, 20, 264, 21280, 20380, 19650, 19164, 18486, 1738, 16472. These levels will be all over the place. Gonna put these up and get a repository. For this, we'll get a website. And it's gonna have a whole methodology behind it. And guess what? Everything's gonna be totally free. There'll be ways to send me money, but I'm not asking for it. But if you're gonna send it, I'm not gonna turn it down. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm doing good. Let's get off the NQ. Let's pull back here. We got our NQ1 up in the middle there. Let's look at the crude. Let's have crude up here and NQ here. This has a different layout than initial balance was off. Oh, okay. I see where I'm at now. And we just got maybe 15-20 seconds left. The sorry sons of bitches are getting ready to knock the week off here. So where are we at? Those sorry sons of bitches, where'd they go down here? Okay. 65.80 right here. We're open now on the Globex, coming into the 24.0, well, yeah, the 046, 24.046 here. Crude oil is up a little bit to around 112. We need to see that. Oh, actually, sorry. Whoa. We broke up here to 114. That is a HTF. Higher time frame resistance. We got 120 is a big one here. 120, 150, 180. Now 135 is there also in between. So breaking slightly lower. They need to put some fake news out so they can lift the market again. Fake news, fake pops. Is that Monday? Is that Sunday night? Is that Tuesday this week? Because it's going to be a surprise. But there's some fake something happening somewhere, and this market's ready, primed to pop to meet the demands of that shenanigans. Now, if you look at the low here, you're not too crazy. Where were we at? We're about 66. Not that much. If you look at, pull it back. Pull it to back here, man. We just came down to here, so they broke from about 65.98. Is that right? And you're about 16 points below that now. So this area that came into here. Not a clear, defined support. I thought I got rid of this piece of shit song, by the way. I am complaining about this song. I need to take off of there. Alright, there we go. You have to use this royalty-free stuff, or we are not going to live a good life. Alright, whatever that means. Broke down into here, so not real strong structure, a lot of breakdowns, particularly in this area here. So now we break in, so it's a matter to see if they breaking up here, support right in this zone. We take on our extra levels here and our custom pivot points, and every damn thing that we can think of is on here. Not for your viewing pleasure, not for my viewing pleasure, just so I can get a little more math. This is not my viewing pleasure either, don't get me wrong. Alright, so we look at this now, what's going to happen within these levels and these monthlies that we are in right now. We are in demonstration mode. Alright, so we see we broke up. We've been having a big struggle here. 66.20, 66.35, 66.50. Couldn't break 66.50 last week. So now you got this downside structure around 65.86. See when they tried to break that 50 there? And you have another example here as well. Before the breakdown, but they did grab that support. And now you've came through, took that 50 and 35 and 20, did the connection from the 66.35, slightly below our all-powerful 65.80. Coming in, get support on that black band, and slightly below into 65.72. Now you can get some big moves off 72, 100 points up, 100 points down. You can get some big ass moves on 94, 100 points down, 100 points up. By that I mean very fast, very quick. Not every damn time, but it's enough to take notice here of 94 and 72. Are they trying to tell us that they've already broken through and we're going to 64.94? And 64.72, is that the inference we're getting here? Or are we getting inference we're going to hold and break up through 80, regain this 86 from that Friday drop, and then try and take our 20, 35, and 50 zones, push through those for this rogue candle wick, and at least get up into the 64 to 80, so 66, 64, 66, 80 here on the top side, right? Right, so you got your monthlies, we called those out, and 67, 72 still where I'm looking at on a monthly move, maybe even to 6,800. That's a big one. There probably needs to be a monthly somewhere between 67.72, probably around that 68.20 to be honest with you. So we're going to investigate that one, but we don't need it right yet. But it'd be nice to know if I missed one. And I may have. I'll go back and redraw every damn one of them from scratch, and then I'll do a AI comparison and see where the difference is, and I'll throw a chart up and have it dissect those two differences as well. So right now, anyways, we're getting a bit of a boogity-boo down here, right? So we were 6644, and we had that, what was that, 39, and a drop off the 35 was really the catalyst, but you know, 50 held its own on getting the candle wicks pressed up towards the top of the screen there. Alright, so this is really two zones to get the 94. 94 obviously is saying, hey, we're selling off, we're going to 58, we're going to 42, we're going to 65.26 back to that monthly, we're going to 64.94, 100 points straight down. So that's your assumption when it breaks through here, right? But you get these support zones and these areas that connect 35 to 80s. Right now, if we did slightly pulled below the 80, couldn't take out 72. And is it going to follow a pattern of grabbing the black line from 86 down here to 72? You know, like this, or we're gonna get our ass smacked down. That's a pretty good drop there. What is that, about 26, 20 something points? But it's not an obscene drop. It's a pretty good drop, but it's not an obscene drop. That's telling me one of two things: that the market's gonna get some action this week, or they're just tampering the public's expectations, keeping the move going very slow, and then it's going to accelerate towards middle end of the week and just really go down, you know, into like 6,000-ish area, you know, 5,800, 5,400. So one side, we're projecting possible move up 100 points up to 67.72 again. 68.20 now is one I need to look at. So looking at that 6,900. We had some great news or something, or whatever happened. Who knows what the fuck's gonna happen, right? But you know, the sumbitch sell down right now, not crazy. Now, for it to get crazy, you'd want to see it much below 60. Down here, much below 65.06. All right. Did it actually wick down there? So the big thing is the crude again. Now looking at NQ, we've got some key areas here. Obviously 23,664, 23,839. Upside 444, 24,658. So it's all about the crude oil. Crude oil is telling us right now the story that he had a big pop. He had some few calming days where they tried to sell the son of a bitch off, right? And now it's almost right back to where it was, about $5 shy of that big move up. So what am I looking at in crude? I'm going to stop here on the crude. I don't know if I'll look at silver, SI, and the crude is the CL here. You're going to see that big ass move up here and they popped it down. And I'm not getting into micro analysis coming through there. We had all the key levels played out. We're in a key area here above our 106, so 106.80. And it's expanding up to 115. So now this 106.80 could be expanded back to 120. We come up, grab support at 110 or 106, and we make a leg up here to 126, 135, 142, 150. Shit is going to hit the fan. We're going to have to start scanning put flow this week. Put flow, because if they were to do that, the market should just tank like 3,000 ES points in a couple months, probably about October or sooner, but depends on how. So yeah, just a total 50% haircut in the entire market. So just from crude oil. So take note of the levels you're getting. Take note of how they're moving. Like we're getting on the MNQ now. I'm looking at. Now, what positives do we have down here? We have MNQ supporting at 23,980. See that? In between all those different levels, but we are getting that 23,980. Pushing back up, you'd want to see a pretty quick gain of 24,050. And you may be onto something. Sort of weak here. This right here was into weak, so it's low volume, which makes some of these moves exaggerated into weak. Those can come back up and take out very quick, so don't get too enamored by the candle wick. Right now it's still, they're still in the put flow. If you're in the puts, you've had to take some heat. You need to re-enter those. You've had to take a lot of heat recently here. But I'm not too worried right now until I see something more dramatic. Starting to get some resistance in this 115 area on the crude. So you want to see 115, you want to take out the 114, break back in this gap up, and you would definitely want to break down 110 into at least the 106 area if you were pushing the market or manipulating the market with very high power leverage, and you wanted to do that. It's a good time to come in and start selling that shit off anytime now and make that sub 100 hit going in tomorrow morning. Might be on something. Sub 94, and you are a golden goose if you can take it below sub 94 tomorrow or this week. There's going to be some big plays if that were to happen, okay? So calling a big-ass crude sell-off, we don't know. Calling a big market pop, we don't know. Calling a market sell-off, we don't know. We're just constructing the levels, the important area for monthly playing and the intraday movements, piecing that together, bringing analysis. Keep a little news in the back ahead just to see how they could things can be manipulated for the quickest move and the quickest turnover in terms of cash out cha-ching on a not even a daily basis, like a sub-second basis. So you're talking about obscene amounts of money being made here. Obscene by those who know. You got the insider scoop here. You're making insane amounts of money. Billions. So much money. You're making so much money that it will never be reported and nobody will know how much they made. You know what I'm saying? Just certain players here in the market are making that kind of returns And lest I say, news is usually used as a way to enrich countries with the inside scoop. Alright? Countries, continents, planets. Alright? So that's what we got right now. We are settling down, starting to pull back in. About 15 minutes in, see if we can start getting any dramatic moves here on the downside. You'd really want to break of that 65.58. Broke one yellow. You'd like to get some support above the yellow. Switch out the power bands to the 72 or the 94, or just come back in and get the 65.80 to push and break this 66.35. That's all upside scenarios. Downside, we already talked about it, but we got 65.35 there as well. 64.94 and then the 64.22, slightly below our 64 third AO. Hopefully it's enough to cover. We covered quite a bit. Peace out. 20 minutes in, we'll get this paraphrased and goodied up for you very shortly here. Like the word goodied up. Peace out, brothers and sisters. Careful. Always be analyzing what's going on in the market, so you'll see what's going on not in the market. Analyze what's not going on in the market so you can see what's not going on in the market. When you're watching the market, but then you combine them together and then you're focusing what's going on, what's not going on, what's to come, reading the future here on the futures instruments. Obviously, you can do that with any instrument now, can't you? If you got a bit of fortitude. That's the correct usage there. We threw that word out. We're out of here. Peace out. Love y'all, brothers and sisters. Peace.